the moon signs. Those are actually really important signs. Not a lot of people know about the moon signs. The moon has to deal with everything relating your emotions, your reactions, your instincts. It's also the feminine energy, one of the feminine energies in your life, often represented by your mother. My mom has Scorpio Moon, and so do I. My Scorpio Moon's located in the first house, actually the 12th house, but it's close enough to the cusp of the first house to be considered the first house. It's actually kind of confusing for me because, in one spot I'll read that you just round up to the next house when it's that close, or just considering basically the cusp, you take both houses and you put them into one, and you take both traits, and you get kind of both the energies there. But I'm going to be talking a little bit about the moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is a very intense sign. Scorpio loves intensity. So with that being said, emotions, moon, Scorpio, intensity, we tend to have very volatile and intense emotions. We crave emotional intensity. We crave authenticity of emotions. I think a lot of time with me having this, I can really see into people, like get a really good first impression off of somebody, and pretty much be able to gauge their character from that point on. And another thing is, I read people's emotions like really well. It's kind of actually freaky. Like I'll pick up other people's emotions as far as like if someone's feeling bad or down, like I can definitely feel that, and it kind of like drags me down with them. But I think that's more of that's the combination of water in my astrological chart. There's a lot of it. There's Sun Pisces, Ascending Scorpio, Moon Scorpio. Another thing about Scorpio Moon is they'll never forget if you wronged them. They'll never forget, ever. They might forgive you eventually, very slowly do we forgive people. But we'll remember that one time you skipped out on the check, or you shorted them, or didn't pay them back, or you said did this thing to offend them. So remember those things pretty well. And another thing about Scorpio Moon is we can be your best friend or your worst enemy. I've tended to notice that it's like you'll have people either love you or hate you. It's kind of like black or white, no middle ground, no gray. But Scorpio moons are very spiritual. I think that it's a spiritual sign, considering that the 8th house of Scorpio is death, regeneration, reincarnation, inheritance. Right next to the 9th house, which is actually does deal with religion and philosophy, but still, that being set aside, Scorpio moon is interested in the occult and things that are underneath the surface, that are buried. Scorpio moon is a very sexual sign. That kind of explains itself, a lot of people with that sign have an attraction to the opposite sex, it's very powerful, and vice versa, the opposite sex has a strong attraction. And I think that kind of goes in with like the emotional intensity. Another thing about the sexual relationships with Scorpio Moon is that a lot of times they don't feel like they're in power with sexual relationships. And that's one of the problems that I find with the Scorpio Moon, is that there's always a power struggle. There's always a struggle for control, whether it be money or resources or sex or whatever. It's always a kind of a struggle, a battle, you know, for who has kind of like the bragging rights, who has say over this or who has say over that. And that's about it. That's all I have off the top of my head. Still at the beginning phases of astrology. I've been interested in it for about 2.5 years. Hope you guys are following my videos and enjoying them. Feel free to comment or ask questions. Or another thing I'd also like to add is that I have a Facebook page for the Pluto and Scorpio generation. You can find that on Facebook at Pluto in Scorpio Official. I do posts of my YouTube videos up there, and I also throw in the new moon and full moon interpretation, Sabian symbols, astrological energies that I feel are significant. Not on Facebook all the time, but if you got a question, you can throw it up there. And if you're part of that Pluto and Scorpio generation, feel free to come by and like my page.